Hello my loves, how are you? Hope everyone is well. I'm coming here really quick to make a short video of my experience when it comes to Milton, the hurricane. I live in Central Florida in the Lake Mary Sanford area, and can I tell you, we were blessed. Even though we have flooded areas and stuff like that, we have been blessed. I will make this video as short as I can, and I will be showing you clips of my experience. This video is with the intentions of education, that's all, and showing you my experience. I know for a fact that many others have suffered greatly. Even lives have been lost in this hurricane, and in comparison to us, we had absolutely really nothing when it comes to comparisons. So I want to make sure that you understand that I am aware of that, and that I am very sensitive when it comes to other people's feelings and the way they experience certain things. So let me start with, we've been off, or at least I've been off since Thursday. My last day at work was Wednesday. Where I work, it tends to not only flood, but also we lose power quickly, and power, we lose it for days at a time. With that being said, where I live is a very very close to a lake, a very big lake, and it's about a mile away from us, and another one is about 2 miles away. So we have one towards the front, if I may, and one towards the back. So very prone to flooding where I am. And I have family here in Florida. We have a chat where we keep in contact with each other, and we send each other prayer, and we just, you know, check in. We thought of getting everybody together in just one house, but we rather have everybody in their home, just because if somebody has to head out to another home, at least we are prepared. But with that being said, so Wednesday comes around, and my husband was off, and thankfully he was able to get sandbags with my sons and put them in place and get all the furniture from the back inside to the garage. With that being said, we lost the space in the garage, so we can only fit one car. We are a home that has 3 vehicles, so one was in the garage and the other 2 were blocking the garage door. When I say blocking the garage door, we put it really close to the garage door so that it holds, if I may, hold the garage door from rain and from even lifting up. So I'm not sure if I'm getting sick, but I feel very stuffy and a little bit of funny feeling in here. But anyways, so I came off of work on Wednesday afternoon and decided to go food shopping, not necessarily for the food that we needed, let's say, for a whole week. I always have enough food at home that could last us up to a week. What I went to get was more essentials, like half a gallon of milk. I got me some crackers, bananas, stuff like that are easy to eat, and also non-perishable. At home and prepped the house, like you know, got my very important papers together and put that in a fireproof and waterproof pouch that I bought. I put it on my vanity chair so that, God forbid, I have to run for some reason, or get in my master bedroom closet, which is the largest closet in the house and the most central, so if a tornado or anything like that. So you have to prepare, think of everything that you would have to reach for in order to leave the house in a rush in a minute. And I prepared, you know, water, kept it inside. What else? Candles with matches right on the countertop, where I knew that blindly I can get to it, and making sure that my family always were charging their devices. We have 3 laptops, we have a iPad, and we have our phones and our watches. So I wanted to make sure that everybody's was charged, fully charged, even when you wasn't using it, or even when you were using it. So most of the time I spent in the living room watching the news of tracking Milton to see where he was at, when he was going to enter, what was going on, and all of that. Of course, in between I threw a movie here and there, but most of the time I spent it watching with my husband and tracking it. And so, it's kind of devastating to watch, and it's also horrible not to know. I cannot even imagine. They say 104 years ago was a similar storm that went exactly where Milton went, as big as Milton was. And can you imagine? I cannot even imagine going through that. And back then the houses were not built to withstand these winds or nothing like that. Horrible. I could imagine. Honestly, I cannot even imagine. So I don't suffer from anxiety at all. I was very worried about Elijah, my son. He suffers from anxiety, and I thought that he would be very anxious about the storm and whatnot. To my surprise, he was not. He was very calm. He was collective. He was entertained and all of that. Thank God that that was like that, because I could not even imagine me, the way I was feeling, having to take care of his anxiety too. So for 2 days before the storm, I was very anxious. Don't know what happened to me. Don't know what was going through my mind, to the point that on Wednesday afternoon my family came over and even prayed for me. We prayed, of course, for the state of Florida. We prayed that God's will be done, and we prayed that my anxiety would leave, because I was feeling so overtaken by the way I felt. I felt very nervous, uneasy, not sure what was going to happen. I had this feeling in my gut that something was going to happen. Of course, Milton was coming, but meaning, something was going to happen in my house or something. I don't know. Thank God, after prayer and all of that, I felt so much better. So yeah, we literally were hibernating, snacking and eating. I cooked. Yes, I cooked. I made some nice pasta with chicken, and my son, I'll insert a clip here. He made farina, which is cream of wheat, is a very comfort food for the Puerto Ricans. If you're Puerto Rican, you know what I'm talking about. Or not even Puerto Rican, Latinos, we love our farinas, our creams, you know what I mean? So that's him making it. And the bad thing about this storm was that we were expecting it during the day. It was supposed to be here Thursday, it was supposed to be here, I don't know. They changed the time that it was arriving so many times, and I thought that it was coming during the day, but unfortunately it came in the night. I have been through storms before, hurricanes, even in the island of Puerto Rico, which were horrible. But with that being said, I thought that we were going to get this storm, and it was going to be during the day, because during the day at least you have an eye on the sky. You can see if there's a tornado. You can see debris that are flying around, more or less. You don't see it exactly because you're not standing outside in the middle of the wind, but at least you can see what's going around. But unfortunately, Milton came in at 8 p.m. in through the coast of Sarasota, and did whatever he wanted to do there, and was heading our way. I live within Lake Mary, Sanford. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live, but yeah, I live in that area. If you look at it in the map, you'll see that I'm also central northwest side of Florida. And when it started arriving, I'll insert clips. There was wind and rain on and off, and it would rain all of a sudden, and the strong wind would blow really suddenly, and then it would stop. And those are the outer bands of the hurricane. And mind you, it came in at category 4, which they say that the category doesn't really matter, but where it went in through was the place that they were hoping for. Instead, that if it would have came from a little bit northern, it would have done much more damage. So thankfully it moved to the south a little bit, and as it came in, we felt it, and we started feeling more winds, more rain, etc. By the time that was at around 8 o'clock, 8:30, it hit land. And so when it started coming in, of course it started minimizing, but getting, all the wind and everything, we felt it on the other side. Florida is not, its width is not, huge. So the whole hurricane, you could see it on top of us. And by 11 o'clock, this is what it looked like. The winds were picking up, the rain was picking up, the howling of the winds, the whistling of the winds, all of that. In the meantime, there were lots and lots of tornadoes. The tornadoes, they said within an hour, we got 120 something tornadoes, which was a record-breaking touchdown of tornadoes. Thank God we didn't get one, in my neighborhood or in my area close by. I'll insert a picture here. This one went over I-75 in Lakeland, which, I could not even imagine me standing that close or that far from it. Just looking at it is crazy. It's just horrible. But nevertheless, we were, hunkered down at home waiting on this storm to come. So by 2 o'clock in the morning, I was still on the sofa listening to the news and listening to all the whistling outside. Many times, maybe 4 or 5 times, the light went out and came back, and so I knew we were going to lose power, which we did. We ended up losing power at 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed, and at 4:20 in the morning, I woke up. Something woke me up, and it was the howling and the whistling really, really loud of the winds and the rain hitting the window very vigorously. So I woke up, and I noticed that we had lost power. So I went through the house. I made sure and looked out every window and every door. And while I was doing that, I was praying, because it was really, really, really scary. I went over to the front door and prayed there, and went to my son's room, which is the first room towards the front of the house, and looked out the window, and this is what I saw. Guys, this little video clip does not do it justice. Like, it was horrible. The streets were really, really dark. The sound, what my eyes saw, and as you see the palm tree moving back and forth vigorously. Like I say, the hair, it's hair. It looks like it has a long hair, and swaying back and forth vigorously. And describing my experience does not even compare to what it really looks like, or feels like. The howling of the winds, the eerie feeling, and looking outside in the dark and seeing nothing but everything moving, and the rain as it slides on the concrete, on the road, and you see it. It's just a horrible feeling. At that moment, I had a lot of fear, a lot of thoughts of what if there's a tornado and you can't even see it in the dark, So that was, at that time. Then I said to my husband, he woke up, and we found a puddle in the front of the house. We found a puddle by our sliding doors of water that was coming in. Very little, but not, nothing to be like, oh my God, we're gonna flood or anything. It was just a rain hitting the side walls. So it came in, I guess, in through the roof and through the between the walls, and it started coming in through the molding at the bottom. And then in the front, it was through every little crack that there was at the front door, the side of the door. I guess the water started coming in through there, even from the bottom. Although we had put sandbags and garbage bags out there. But like I said, it was a very horrible feeling, very, very uneasy I felt, and all my anxiety came back. But then I went to bed and we laid there. I prayed, and we just, rode with Milton. It was on and off, waking up, but around, I want to say 7 o'clock, everything started slowing down, and that's when I fell asleep, and I was able to get a good 3 hours in of sleep. After that, we woke up and we checked everything out in the outside, and thankfully nothing horrible, but our mango tree, as you see, here's a clip of that. My mango tree pulled from the roots. There was sightings all over the backyard, the front yard of the house, even under my car, but thankfully no damage to the cars or anything like that. And here we are, and we have been blessed. Like, there are people that have lost their lives, that have lost everything, their house, everything that they own, like everything. Like, they have nothing. They have to start from scratch. So, I want to ask, as I do this video, I want to ask you to continue to pray for Florida, and those who have lost family, those who have lost their homes, those who have lost everything in this storm and in Helen. Continue to pray for them. We have to stick together. The Bible calls us to love thy neighbor as ourselves, and this is the time to really practice this commandment, and be able to love on those people that are in need, and those people that at the moment need prayer and help. And if you can't help financially or coming here to help them, at least in prayer, let's stand together in prayer. Prayer is so powerful, especially when it's done in a group of people. So I just wanted to come here really quick and give you my experience of what going through a hurricane feels like. My experience. This doesn't minimize anybody else's experience, or in any way, shape, or form I want to say, I'm so devastated that I had a little water come in and the mango tree. No, other people have it worse than us. I have been blessed, and I pray for those who have lost it all, even family members. So let's continue to pray for Florida. And there are rumors that there is something cooking or brewing in the waters again. So let's rebuke that and pray that it just becomes nothing and nothing else comes this way. Again, not minimizing anybody else's devastation. Mine compared to mine, nothing happened to our family. Thank God. Again, this is my experience, and I just wanted to share it with you. God bless you guys. God keep you. And until my next video, I love you guys. Ciao.